I wish there's a way that people are learning that Cincinnati's got an issue.
Shauna Rodriguez has been trying to make the streets safer for students for almost a year now.
They've got a safety issue. The health and safety and well-being of our kids is an issue.
A driver hit a 14-year-old girl near Western Hills High School in West Price Hill around 8 o'clock this morning. Cincinnati police say the driver ran a red light and hit the student while she was in the crosswalk. According to Public City records, 19 people have now been hit by drivers around the school in the past 3 years. 6 people were hit in 2017, 7 people in 2018. Today's accident is the second so far this year.
I just don't understand how it's still happening.
The city's data does not reveal how many of those accidents involved CPS students, but we do know last school year, 13 CPS students were hit by drivers from the start of the year through December.
Heart-wrenching as a mother. I can't get justice for my daughter.
Rodriguez's daughter, Gabriela, was killed last September, a few miles from Western Hills High School where she was a student. She was crossing the street to catch the bus. Now Rodriguez fights for changes to improve safety for all students.
I would work as hard as I could, go where I needed to go, do what I needed to do to try to make it safe for kids to go to school.
The CPS superintendent sent out a message to all families before the school year, reminding students to be safe crossing the road and warning drivers to avoid distractions. At Western Hills High School, Josh Bazan, 9 on your side.
A new study out today says that more drivers are ignoring red lights with fatal results. 9 on your side's Lisa Smith has the number of details here on a new report from AAA, and she is live in the newsroom with what she found out. Lisa?
Well, Craig, according to the report, this is a national issue. In Ohio, it's ranked 11th when it comes to the number of deaths when a driver runs a red light. We were out in the Rookwood area today and saw driver after driver going through red lights, especially when turning left. The AAA Foundation found that over a 5-year period from 2012 to 2017, there was a 30% jump in the number of people killed in red light crashes. In 2017, the number hit a 10-year high of 939 people nationally. Experts say the issue is usually distracted drivers, which means everyone has to be more aware.
If you're that first car at a stoplight and your light goes green, that gives you the right of way, but it doesn't mean you should quote unquote jump the light. Take a second and sit there, because what this study's showing us, there's lots of people blowing through. So if you hesitate a little bit at a green light, it just may be the difference between being safely through the light or not.
And Ohio does rank 11th in the nation in the number of these deadly crashes. There were 229 during a 10-year span from 2008 to 2017. But the report says Ohio's crash rate is below the national average, while Kentucky and Indiana have rates above the national average. And by the way, about 30% of drivers in the report admit to knowingly running red lights, even though 85% see it as being very dangerous. Live in the newsroom, Lisa Smith, 9 on your side.
Lisa, thank you. Edgewood City Schools in Butler County will reopen tomorrow after reports a student had E. coli. All 5 schools in the district were closed today as a precaution. Crews spent the day cleaning the buildings after the district said a student at 7 Mile Elementary School potentially tested positive for a form of E. coli. The health department found no additional cases of E. coli, and classes will resume as normal tomorrow.
All right, if you stepped out today, man, was it a gorgeous day out?
The subtitle, hard to come to work today.
As much as we wanted to play hooky, we couldn't. But Steve Rowley, you are out on the weather patio there. Nice day, isn't it?
Sure is. Sunny skies, the winds are up a little bit. It's just working out to be a nice evening around here. Take a look at our 9 first warning Doppler and the temperatures, and it really puts a fine point on what we're all talking about. Just very nice around here. We're talking about temperatures that are in the 70s and low 80s. As we go into the next few days, we're talking about a chance for some showers. We'll look at those coming up.
All right, this is what we're talking about here. That's right. This weather just lends itself to some football action. You can tell the UC fans are ready for the big kickoff tonight. 9 on your side was there as the Rally Cats got things going on campus today. It was a party atmosphere. In less than 2 hours, the Bearcats take on the Bruins from UCLA.
Yeah, they look like they're having a lot of fun there. That is where we find 9 on Your Sides. Keenan Singleton, he's hanging out on the field waiting for things to get underway. What are you expecting to happen tonight, Keenan?
Well, first of all, good afternoon to you, Kristen. When you look at UC's season opening win over UCLA a year ago, it really kick-started things for this Bearcats team in 2018. Now, with the return of Coach Luke Fickell, quarterback Desmond Ridder, and of course the truck running back Michael Warren, no reason to doubt that UC can't keep things rolling into 2019. We'll be treated to some Nipper That Night action at 7 o'clock. Now, former Bearcat Mike Daniels is now running the football program over at Princeton High School. He allowed us to check out their preseason camp in a 4-part series we're calling Hypeville High. Take a look at a snippet of the finale.
Mike Daniels original right here. Original Mike Daniels jersey, the one and only. Dang. Can you sign this?
What is it? You should sign this right here, Coach.
I want to see this in like a frame.
Yeah, put it in the frame in the school.
But with your
put it up in your office, Coach.
Hey, you better wear that legendary jersey. Boy, I just have the legendary jersey. A lot of yards in there. That's your jersey, Coach? Hey, that's gonna be legendary. You can't whoa. You wash your hands? Man.
The hay is in the barn as far as the preparation. Now, from this point on, you're trying to just spark something that the kids can remember, but also then fire them up and get them juiced and ready for live action.
Now go behind the scenes of the Princeton Vikings and check out our series Hypeville High wherever you stream WCPO.com, on WCPO.com, and of course on our WCPO Facebook page. Live here at Nippert Stadium. Keenan Singleton, 9 on Your Side.
Keenan, thank you. New information about Cincinnati's streetcars. City Manager Patrick Duhaney released a memo today detailing plans for the city to take over streetcar operations from the Transit Authority.
It's part of an effort here to streamline streetcar operation and the management. The city owns the streetcar while the Transit Authority oversees its full operation. Now the city wants to oversee that operation directly, but that will cost more than $500,000 a year. Now you can see a full breakdown of the plan right now on our website. All right, stay with us. Still ahead, taking action.
An Ohio man accused of stealing a police car and crashing it, killing 2 kids. All new at 5, how Governor DeWine is getting involved with the investigation and what he wants to find out.
I've gotten so much support. My phone is literally still blowing up.
All eyes on her. Straight ahead, we're going to hear from local tennis star who actually went toe-to-toe with one of the top players in the world. Governor Mike DeWine has now ordered the Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections to review what agencies knew about Raymond Walters. He's the man accused of stabbing his father, stealing a police car, and then killing 2 kids in a car crash in Dayton. Walters was just released from prison this month and was on parole. The review will determine what the Corrections Department and the Adult Parole Authority actually knew about potential problems regarding Walters and what actions they took. Prosecutors are now also working on murder charges against Walters. The new owner of Clifton Market is planning $500,000 in upgrades. He also says that he plans to double the amount of employees to 60 in the next 6 months. Gurmik Singh, a restaurateur, paid $2 million for the building and assets there of Clifton Market. Singh says that he plans to upgrade the buildings, the parking lot, and even expand the deli and ethnic cuisine options. It's the second attempt to revive the old store. A neighborhood cooperative bought the property in 2015 and opened Clifton Market in 2017, but that store failed to operate profitably.
Well, by now, you know her name. Eyes across the tri-state and the world, really. We're on local tennis superstar Katie McNally. Last night at the U.S. Open, she took on tennis legend Serena Williams, who ultimately won their match. This afternoon, McNally told our Raven Richard what it's like to play and be in that moment.
I actually got a chance to speak with McNally, and she shared with me what was going on through her mind.
Katie McNally.
Yeah, last night was amazing. Obviously playing against Serena on Ash at night. Just playing on that court has been a dream of mine ever since I was a little girl, and for it to finally come true was amazing.
17-year-old Madeira native Katie McNally is feeling the love from home after beating Williams last night in the first set, but losing the next 2.
It's unbelievable how much support I get, and just especially from Cincinnati. There's so many tennis fans, and everyone loves watching, and I love the support.
That includes Steve Contardi, tennis director at the club at Harpers Point.
She stuck with that game plan, and she almost pulled it off. We're very, very proud of her.
I'm going to get a massage because it was a pretty long match, pretty physical for me, and yeah, then we'll go back to the hotel. I got to do some homework, but that's pretty much the plan for the rest of the day.
She has some words of advice for young girls watching.
It's really important to play for yourself, to have fun, enjoy the moment, because you never know when it's going to end.
Her next match is on Friday, and it will be a doubles match with her partner, Coco Gauff. In Cincinnati, Raven Richard, 9 on your side.
Okay. So all I'm going to say is, how cool is that?
I got to go. I got to get some homework done.
Yeah.
Boy, you forget until you hear something like that, right?
Just really puts it in perspective.
It was so much fun to watch that match. We were streaming it, and here we were trying to get ready for the 11 last night, and it was just like you didn't want to turn away. It was a lot of fun.
It's fun, yeah.
All right, switching gears though.
Beautiful day.
Yeah. Beautiful weather again today, and you know, overall we're looking pretty good going into Labor Day weekend. Couple of tweaks here and there, folks to be aware of, but I think overall pretty nice for all your plans, friends and family, and everything else. Let's take a look at your 9 first warning weather, and here's the story. Right now, under the dominance of this big area of high pressure, and it's really controlling the forecast and giving us this beautiful evening around here. We're going to see a little bit of fog forming overnight, but that's about it. Now, heading into tomorrow and going into Monday, we start to see some minor changes. First, this is going to be a kind of weak weather system. This cold front rolls in, and then we're going to see an area of low pressure drag in here out of the southwest. All of it's going to mean from tomorrow and going into Monday, a chance for an afternoon shower almost every day. But it's very slight, running from maybe 20, 30, 40%, and that's really about it. Now, I think the greatest chance to see some rain might come in on Sunday afternoon early, because this low is going to be tracking across the area. And then on Monday, it looks like mostly it'll be pulling out, and we'll still have a slight chance at that point as well. But right now, I wouldn't say you have any issues for Riverfest on Sunday, with the exception of early on into the afternoon. Now, it's a whole nother story, of course. The focus this weekend is going to be down to the south because of what happens with Hurricane Dorian. And just a couple of words about that. You know, everybody's been talking about that hard dog leg going almost left, so to speak, or west. Why is that happening? Well, you know, I'd like to sit here and tell you there's some kind of scenario that's going to take Dorian out to the sea, and it's going to all blow up and everybody's no worries and everything else. And that seems almost off of the table. And the reason why is because this strong area of high pressure really building in and shoving it to the west or to the left. And that's going to continue to happen as we head into the weekend. Where it ends up there is a small scenario where this could end up buzzing the coast and coming up. That only means more folks may be affected by this. But right now, it's seemingly all of the models really pointed in to about Florida. And as long as we're talking about that, how does this major hurricane form? Well, it needs bathwater, and that's what we have out in the Atlantic right now. It needs at least 80-degree water, and right now it's at 84 all around the Florida coastline. That rising air then comes up, that warm air starts building thunderstorms, and as those storms get stronger and stronger, that ends up bringing in more air into the system, building the hurricane. And once it becomes this strong major Category 3 storm, that's when all of that air starts rushing in, and we really start seeing that huge formation, that eye form, and everything along with it as it starts to take over. So it really all starts with that warm water, and right now, once we see about 24 hours out, it's going to start hitting into that 84 to almost 86-degree water in parts of the Atlantic. Okay, so temperature outside now is 83 degrees. As we look at some temps, we're in the upper 70s. Tomorrow, everybody should be pretty much in the lower to middle 80s, and that includes around the region too. In case you're jumping in the car, you're going to find a pretty good day to travel overall, and you'll notice how pleasant it'll be up by the lakes. 66, a little patchy fog overnight. Then coming up tomorrow, 84 degrees and partly cloudy, and we'll have that slight evening chance as that cold front kind of settles in. I've left this slight word in there through the weekend. As I say, the forecast can be very similar day to day, except as we head into Monday and Tuesday, things look a little bit warmer at that point, and even into next week, it looks like there might be a bit of a warming trend, a little warmer than we've seen the last couple of days, guys.
Very nice. Thank you, Steve. You know, a lot more ahead still tonight. First, threats against a Jewish community center.
The federal charge is just filed against an Ohio man, and where the investigation in this case is heading next. That's coming up at 5:30.
Plus, age verification. E-cigarette maker Juul is rolling out a new system to prevent minors from using its products. Details on that plan next.
Juul is launching a new program to get kids to stop vaping. Its new age verification system will stop cashiers from making a sale until a valid adult ID is scanned. Juul is teaming up with tobacco vendors to launch this program. Also today, the Wall Street Journal reports that the Federal Trade Commission is investigating the company's marketing tactics and use of social media influencers. An Ohio woman is suing Juul, claiming the e-cigarette maker markets its products to teens and fails to warn consumers about high nicotine levels. The lawsuit alleges the woman's 16-year-old twin daughters became addicted to nicotine within 1 week of trying Juul, and that they began experiencing severe mood swings, migraines, and behavioral issues. Juul says the lawsuit is without merit and that Juul has never marketed to youth.
There are privacy and surveillance concerns about those Ring doorbell cameras. The Washington Post reports the company is working with more than 400 police departments to use those cameras as a tool against crime. The partnership will let police request videos recorded by homeowners' cameras. Users can deny the request and officers won't have live video access. And the police departments in Colerain Township, as we understand, also Wyoming and Loveland are taking part in this program, according to the Post. But legal experts and privacy advocates say this could really threaten civil liberties and target innocent people who have been deemed suspicious by neighbors.
Where there are serious crime problems, people are relieved by something like this. But the other thing you don't want to have happen is that people continue to allow their privacy to be eroded.
The doorbells have captured some major crimes, like a woman's daughter being kidnapped in broad daylight. The video helping lead to an arrest. And this month in Tennessee, police caught an escaped convict after he was spotted on a couple's Ring camera going through a refrigerator. It's also important to note that Amazon owns Ring and the Washington Post.
Tonight at 5:30, looking to hire. Cincinnati Public Schools needs crossing guards. The rewards of the job, guards tell us, go beyond the paycheck.
Taking the money and running. The food delivery startup DoorDash is accused of taking tips from drivers. Consumer reporter John Matarese speaks to a local driver who says this has happened to him, and he'll explain the changes the company will start making starting next month.
9 on Your Side starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Cincinnati Public Schools says it is doing all it can to better protect students, and that includes when they are on their way to and from school.
As we know, a 14-year-old student was hit today walking to school in West Price Hill. 9 on Your Side's Paula Suro spent a morning with a crossing guard, and as she reports, the job pays in more than just dollars and cents.
The early hours.
Have a good day.
On the corner of Kellogg and Stanley Avenue.
Thank you.
Richard Ferguson says,
good morning.
Greeting people as they drive by.
For the last 3 years, I've been waving at everybody. No matter what the weather's like, good morning, I'm waving.
And walking next to those crossing the street by Riverview East Academy, rain or shine.
It's my job to be out here for them so they make it safely. And if they can get up and go to school, I can get up and come to work.
They're one of the first smiles kids see in the morning.
What about a high five? All right.
Safekeepers.
See, I always have to push this because it helps to activate the light.
And advice givers.
Maybe you want to talk to the principal? Let her know that, hey, she's trying to provoke me.
The crossing guards, of course.
And I'm trying to be good.
As the days and the weeks go by, these children actually expect to see these crossing guards at these intersections, and there is a bond for that, and there is a trust there.
There's 103 of them employed by the Cincinnati Police Department.
Grandpa okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're always looking for more.
We want to always make sure that we have people, in the reserve so we can transition over quickly.
All it it takes is the stop sign in hand, a peppy attitude, the ability to pass a criminal record background check, and a love for children.
It makes me feel so woozy inside when the kids smile.
A lot of stay-at-home parents or people that may be retired are individuals that like to apply for these jobs.
They get a starting pay of $10.69 an hour, paid for 3 hours each day worked. But for some, like Ferguson, who works as a crossing guard at 2 schools Monday through Friday, it's more than the money.
Some of them tell me they come all the way out their way just to come by me to get that wave in the morning time, that smile. And that right there.
And that was Paula Suro reporting. So all it takes to be a guard is 45 minutes before the start of school and half an hour after school gets out each and every day. And you don't work if school is closed. We have a link on how to apply on WCPO.com.
Gotta love our crossing guards, right? All right, new tonight, preparations for Riverfest.
Been around for more than 25 years, so this is something we're very good at. We've gotten better over the years.
Cincinnati police took some time out to explain how they are preparing for this weekend's big fireworks show and all the people. Police have some simple reminders for you, like don't bring alcohol, glass containers, pets, and rentable scooters and bikes will not be allowed in the event area. One more request police have for you. If you see something strange or something that just doesn't seem right, say something.
All of the rest of the people that are watching for us, I mean, I've got 250 people down here. I'm watching too. But if I have people watching for me that might see something that's out of the ordinary and call, that we can check on it. And that's all it is. I'm checking on it, and most of the time it's nothing.
The fireworks show actually starts shortly after 9 p.m. Got to get your space early. There's a ton of road and bridge closures as well, and some parking restrictions to think about. We have a full list of everything you need to know on our website right now. It covers both sides of the river.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine says allowing the state to take over dozens of pending lawsuits against opioid makers is a mistake. DeWine says the lawsuits should go through the court systems. Ohio's Attorney General Dave Yost has drafted legislation that would sue the opioid companies on behalf of the state of Ohio. That means the state would be negotiating for residents and would distribute any settlements.
Weeks after the body of Savannah Spurlock was found on a Kentucky farm, investigators have charged someone now with her murder. David Sparks was arrested in July, and that's when Spurlock's remains were found. He is now charged with murdering the mother of 4. And Savannah's mother, Ellen Spurlock, says the arrest is a step in the right direction, but the family still has a number of questions.
I want to know why did he do this to her? I mean, I can't imagine anybody doing that, just killing somebody. I mean, you know, he didn't even know her, why. I want to know why. I want to know what she died of.
Well, until now, Sparks had only been charged with abuse of a corpse and tampering with evidence. Investigators haven't said how Spurlock was killed. Federal charges have been announced against a Youngstown area man accused of threatening a Jewish community center.
Threatening to kill Jewish people, gunning down innocent Latinos on a weekend shopping trip, planning and plotting